I'm Crypto Pio with NiftyCulture. We're NiftyCulture on Escape Velocity. We will be on NiftyCulture, and we're covering the Beeple Day 2 Giga Chad drop. We're going to solve the quiz. How's everybody doing?
Doing awesome.
Everyone's doing great.
Good to hear. I'm here with Mike, Rob, and Malachi. We're waiting for John. They're going to join us. We got a bunch of people in the room. Thank you guys for watching. So, yeah, we got 3 minutes. Mike was just talking about how I guess botters are already solving, or they solved the quiz like automatically. They bypassed the quiz. Is that right, Mike, for yesterday?
That's a rumor that I heard. No one substantial has really validated it yet, but it's kind of a little bit of a letdown because I think the quiz idea is really awesome. So I'm not really sure why they weren't able to prevent it, but hopefully today they've changed the pages around a little bit, and so hopefully we can have a good, clean, fun challenge today.
Sounds good. Rob,
John,
what do you think about this?
John, you back?
Yeah,
I'm back. Hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, good. No, it's going to be good today. Apparently, there's going to be 11 questions so far as the rumor. So 11 questions that we have to go through.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot harder, I think, to organize this. Obviously, some of the comments we had yesterday in the chat, we're making sure that if we can, we'll share the commentary in chat when we do figure it out. And we loved the support yesterday where people were trying to help us figure it out as quickly as possible. So as we get those answers, we'll share them with y'all. This is going to be a fun time. We're disappointed. None of us won, so everyone knows.
I wonder if anybody from the chat, I wonder if anybody won, any of the unique viewers. If somebody won, please let us know. That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. If you did win, we'd love to pull you up and ask you how you did it and go into that. Maybe shoot a video with you if you're willing to.
I think all sounds like a good idea. So I'm pulling up the drop now. I wasn't able to actually get into the second drawing last night because the site was lagging so bad that 1 minute felt like it was 10 seconds. Did all you guys get in?
No, I was the same way. I loaded the entire time.
It aired out twice
when it was over.
Yeah,
I was able to get in. It took about 30 seconds after the first button click to get to the payment page to load, and then when I clicked pay, I tried to click it really fast. When I clicked pay, it took another 15 seconds. So I cleared by within maybe 10 seconds. That's a lot of commentary I heard was people were pretty upset also about, only botters being able to get in, but I personally was able to get in. Malachi, I think you were able to get in too.
Yeah, I got it. It was weird, and I've had this issue before with NiftyGateway where I get the notification and the confetti that I'm entered, but then I had an error. I trust them to say that even if you get an error after you get the notification that you're in. And there was a comment before that asking if you get notified if you don't win. No, you only get a notification if you win, and oftentimes those are delayed as well.
Yeah, I do know. I mean, at least a few legit people got in, and it was only 7,000 entries total, so it turned out to be kind of a interesting way to restrict things, but it would be nice if the website was a bit snappier.
All right, well, it looks like it's time.
Live.
There we go.
Says
all right, good luck, everybody.
All right.
All right, I got As I Wandered in the Desert for the 3,929th day. This one seems like it's probably pretty easy. The sky color went from blank with the curled earth above, making a little home.
I got iteration 5. How many panels?
I got iteration in 5 too.
Okay. I'm just going to go through and get what materials were used to make up the bases on the physical pieces.
I got 1010, XOR 110, and all the answers are combinations of zeros and ones.
Okay.
Oh, geez, that is hard.
I was sitting on my blank shirt, sipping that sweet, sweet treat of life. It's a crazy long paragraph. Crazy long paragraph. I'm just getting all the answers, all the questions put together.
All right, I'm trying to look up my 3929. It's a bit.
Baby Yoda. Okay. As I wandered through the desert.
I'm dropping the link to the video in Discord now to try to let more people know, and then I'm just going to start firing off responses here.
Oh man, these are.
This is a little bit more.
This is even harder than yesterday. Oh, sweet. Yeah. Okay. So the 1010 XOR 110 is just kind of a standard CS question, and so that should be 1100 on that one.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike, for that. Thank you, UTD. Shout out, UTD. Shout out UTD.
We need to get the Supreme Court to reopen the Ross case.
Yeah, man, great mention. Great mention.
So for the quiz, so question 2 I got is, as I wandered in the desert for the 39th, 29th day, did you guys already cover this one?
That's the one I'm at right now. I'm trying to look it up, but I haven't gotten.
I'm working on that one too, Valerie.
Okay.
Dude, some crazy things here. Since I'm installing the dual core emitter.
Let's see.
What's the
Okay, there's 10 questions.
The dual core emitter, I think, is Elon Musk.
Okay.
Okay.
the Beeple's 0001 is a middle finger that says F yourself.
Okay.
Wait, which one?
It's an implication of the first Beeple.
You say it was number 5, who is the subject of Beeple's first everyday?
It's a middle finger that says F yourself.
Okay.
I got a Steven.
Okay. So it's
Go ahead,
himself.
John.
There's a solar panel when it's 6.
Iterations. How many panels? Have we gotten that answer yet? I'm going to get that. I'll find that one.
I found 6.
It looks like 6 solar panels,
Okay.
according to Natalie.
I got a question here with all emoji responses. Has anybody in the chat come across the one where it's just different combinations of emojis?
Yeah, it looks like it's the first one because that's what he had. Oh no, it's different actually. No, it's the first. It's the same sequence of emojis that he has on the NiftyGateway.com website.
Okay.
Does anybody know that all the everyday basis one? Somebody is suggesting it's all of the above, but I don't know if that's correct.
Has anyone figured out the C7201B05IV?
I'm going to text Cody. I'm going to text Cody about the physical basis.
How many panels?
Yeah, the 1010110 is 1100 in the comments.
What's the how many panels one? Does anybody have that one?
6.
6? Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is what I brought up on that from Nolan.
I was sitting there in my blank shirt sipping. Does anyone know that one?
The emojis one is
It's number 1. It's the same on the website.
okay.
Got it.
I'm trying to find this SI7201.
There's one about since installing the dual core emitter, we've tripled our blank money pig attraction rates. And then it's like, oh, that one must be the Elon Musk one. So the dual core emitter is Elon Musk.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And we don't know about the all of the above on the basis for the physical pieces?
That's a maybe.
I have a text to confirm.
Hey, someone says, Rob, answer your phone. I have them all.
Oh, perfect. Hold on. I got the man right here. The banker. No. You got it?
What's the SI201?
Got it. Look at that. Call from the banker. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
So, I just have the answers here. 240 degrees Celsius less than 105. That's one of the answers.
You just have the answer. You don't have the
just the answers.
question?
I don't have what question it is though. So we can go through them together and figure it out.
That's the peak reflow one.
Okay. So does someone want to go start the beginning? Does someone want to start the beginning?
Yeah, I'll start at the beginning. Iteratio number 5. How many panels?
6.
6. Since installing the dual core emitter, 10 total hubs, 7
Elon Musk.
10, 110, 1100.
Yeah, Mike's right. Mike's right. UTD, free Ross, 1100.
Free Ross, hashtag. Who is the subject of Beeple's first ever day?
His mother's brother.
His brother, Uncle Jim.
Mother's brother, Uncle Jim.
Our job in life it's the first one.
It's the one, yeah.
It's the emoji.
Water, palm tree, rose, plant,
Yep.
sun. Yep.
SI7201.
What are some of the answers?
Linear output, disable pin, temper detection.
Tamper detection.
I was sitting there in my blank.
What are some of the
Buzz Milk, Pug
Club.
All right, I'm in.
As
Got
I
it?
wandered in the desert on the
I'm entered.
pink to
No
light
error
blue,
this time.
Pink to light blue.
peak reflow temperature, less than 105.
104, less than 105.
What? Hold on.
Which
Less than 10s. Sorry, 10s.
is this the
It's not on here. Peak
WS281?
reflow.
Is it of the
240C.
WS281 20B?
All right.
The
What
answer
materials
is
were
tamper
used?
detection.
It's 240/XB0C less than something.
Yeah, I'm in.
What materials were used to make up the bases on the physical?
All of the
piece?
above.
All
bro.
of the above.
All of the above.
What's the shirt one again?
What's the shirt one?
Hey, what's the emoji one? What's the emoji one?
The first
It's the
emoji.
first
Top one.
Okay.
Is it Buzz Milk for the long one? Buzz Milk?
No, the long
No.
one. Is it the one that starts out? I was sitting there.
Yeah,
That's Pug Club.
Pug Club.
Hey, Rob, forward that to us, and we'll start putting it in the chat.
Tamper detection?
Yes.
Hey, Villery, how many iterations? How many panels?
6.
240 less than 10.
Shout out to Uncle Michael there.
Yes, that's right.
Uncle Mike, pink to light blue,
Pink to light blue. Yes.
1100.
What was the CS question? 1100?
I'm
Yeah,
in.
That's
bro.
right. 1100.
UTD, free Ross.
Yeah.
What's the SI7201 linear output?
That is tamper detection.
Oh, that's the one I got wrong.
Tamper detection.
All right.
I was sitting there. What's is it? It's Pug Club.
Pug Club. I just said, hey, I just texted to everybody.
All right, and then his uncle's mother's brother.
Dude,
Boom.
freaking sweet, bro. What
Right,
a
now
great
we're gonna have some
idea.
fun,
Dude,
Well-
and you know, you're learning about Beeple and you're learning about everydays. That's a great idea, other artists. This is a fantastic idea. It's fun too.
Super
Fantastic.
fun.
It's super
Physical
fun.
It only took us
Materials and
7
all of the
minutes today,
above.
though.
Okay, they're at the 9,800 entries.
Not okay. Yeah, let's do an entry watch.
Yeah.
Hey, we appreciate everyone who watched us yesterday and has come back today. Definitely follow CryptoPio and Escape Velocity. Follow YouTube NiftyCulture, not Nifty underscore culture. It's under Nifty NFT underscore culture on Instagram. Everywhere else, it's NiftyCulture. Follow us on Twitter. Get us over 5,000 followers. There is an alternative Nifty underscore culture that has taken advantage of some of our name. So, we want to keep an eye out from that. Follow the biggest followers. We're going to be here helping everyone solve these and future drops.
So Rob, I just hit you on private, and thanks Malachi for all the hyping up right there. Rob, I just hit you on private to send the answers. A lot of people in the comments are asking for the answers, so I'm going to ping them out.
Private. Oh, perfect. Here.
Over and over again. And we're at about 12,000 entries. So people figured this out, and there's 35 minutes remaining. And yeah, so I feel like it's pretty slim pickings. We're almost at 13,000. So I can imagine a prediction of 50,000 plus coming through and becoming true.
I do think the fact that it's relatively low at the moment means that maybe the bypass isn't working, or they maybe are blocking it. So that seems like a really good sign.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's interesting. What's really cool about this is helping build the community. a lot of individuals couldn't do this on their own. So we're really excited to be. I mean, we're all passionate about crypto art, NFTs. So like this is really fun to engage and interact with everybody. We hope that fewer botters get through, because that's the worst thing that can happen. Like we want to see more investment in the space. We don't want to see some botter suck it dry and siphon investment out. And so hopefully this works well for us today.
Let me ask you guys, what's the biggest NFT project this weekend? Is it Beeple or is it something else?
I'll say the apes, but I mean, Beeple's going to make all the money.
Tell us about yours, Malachi. Which ones did you get?
I got two. Full disclosure, I got 2 apes, but
yeah, okay.
When we think about the apes and we think about the community building and the aspect of, you have to have MetaMask get to the back end. You can graffiti this toilet. They've got a long-term plan in terms of gamification and community building. You see people like Fuckrender, you see people like Josh Pierce, you see Bill Ellis, you see Slime Sunday. You see so many of the best-known names in the crypto space who are buying apes and changing their Twitter profiles to the apes. It's pretty cool to watch and just seeing the variety of apes that are out there.
What are they going for right now?
Right now, you can buy an ape for like 0.2.
Wow.
Maybe 0.10 if you're lucky. What's really cool is, I mean, each of the apes, just if you are interested in the apes, the more there's 7 total variations. The more rare is fewer variations on those apes. So apes with 4 variations are more rare than 5, 6, 7. So just keep an eye out for it. I like the ape project, but I mean, Beeple's Beeple, and we love Beeple, but the ape was an interesting, exciting thing to keep me entertained in between the drops.
So is this like CryptoPunk, but with big names behind it? Is that
nothing's CryptoPunks, but there's crypto babies, there's old crypto, there's crypto Van Gogh. What I like about the ape project is it's somewhat similar, but it's not trying to play on the CryptoPunk space. It does something.
Letting Mike back in. Sorry, Malachi. Will you let Mike back in? He's trying to get back in. And also, hey, let's post up can we share screen and post up the answers? Malachi, can you send it to Pio?
Yeah, Pio's got it in the private chat. Mike just put him in. Let's get Mike back in.
So my computer is just so frozen right now. I'm going to try reloading the page. I didn't know Mike was out, so I'm going to hit that right now. I'd say keep talking about Bored Apes, because I'm very, very interested in them. And I feel like I saw the meme today. You know the meme where it's like the guy walking, the hawk girl walks by, and he's like looking back at her, and then his girlfriend's mad at him. And it was like this weekend in a nutshell. And it was the girlfriend is Beeple's drop, and then the ape is the girl that he's looking at.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to go through the answers in no order. The 1010 is 1100. Shout out to UTD. Shout out to Ross. 3929 pink to light blue. 240 less than 10 Celsius. Dual core emitters Elon Musk. Everyday basis is all of the above. All of the emoji responses is the first one. Go to NiftyGateway.com and you can see that it matches. The next one would be tamper detection. It's 270 degrees, not 250. I apologize if I said that to the top comment, Tatiana. Pug Club, how many panels is 6? And Mike's back with us.
Yeah, I think it's 240 degrees, not 270.
Is he back?
I'm just saying numbers.
It's not showing up.
My show is on air. Can you hear me, Pio? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Yeah,
Pio's having some technical difficulties.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Hey, can the audience hear us?
Coming back? Are we off? On?
No, we're still live. We're still live.
Sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm really on a roll. Right before this, I was eating wine and cheese, and I didn't realize what time the drop was at. I literally was just enjoying myself. I'm like, I'm going to kill this in an hour. And then I noticed Mike is ping, and I was like, oh, shit, this is in 5 minutes. And I was supposed to be on 25 minutes ago.
No,
This is fun. This is how it should be.
I'm interested to see the total count for today, and then just like what these pieces start going for. Did y'all check out the leaderboard?
So hold on, Billy, real quick. The more people that sign up, do you think that correlates to the price that they actually go for? Is there any?
No, there's no
Eight?
correlation. I think the pieces are worth about 70,000 each. So it's basically these are free lottery tickets for $70,000.
This is not investment advice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it is.
no.
Let's disclose that anything we say on this channel is not investment.
I'm not telling you where to invest your $1. I will say if you do win a piece, I mean, a lot of people are gonna just be tempted to just cash out, and that's totally fair. I completely understand that. If it was me, if I win, I'm gonna hold on to it because there's no way you'll get the best price this week. There's gonna be so many people unloading.
Right now, the cheapest sorting by lowest price from yesterday's drop, both included, is 47,000.
Okay, the cheapest one that's on sale.
That's on
Okay,
sale.
so it's already
yesterday.
coming up. Yeah, it's only been a day, and the price is already up 10,000 from where it was down to. So I'm thinking, I mean, the people who are going to mostly be winning these are kind of new collectors, and they're just going to see it as a lottery ticket, and they're going to dump it. I think these are going to be, it depends on the piece. Honestly, Giga Chat is one of my favorites of the entire drop. So I think Biological Collectible is probably the best one of everything. Giga Chat is just cool because it's Elon Musk, and I'm a Musk fanboy. So, but there's a lot of Musk fanboys out there, so it's going to be worth something. Some of the other ones, like the January 1st one with the guy coming out of the husk, that's not my bag really. But Rob, which one's your favorite?
Yeah. So real quick, I'm looking at the comments. I just want to take a few things out. Right, the Odessa drop. I'm a huge Odessa fan. Odessa is one of the best bands. I love them. I love their music. When I'm in Hawaii, Odessa, love them. But they're not Beeple, and so those drops, like when you think about those drops, you can't put external musicians and external celebrities that are coming in. The autograph marketplace that's coming in, it's being created by Tom Brady, is a great resource for people that want to have that type of experience. Hopefully, NiftyGateway takes what they've learned over the last 3 months and really embraces the artist, that we keep a lot of value in the art. To that point, someone made a comment about The Art of War. Great book. It's awesome. And then, Rob, answer Villar's question. Let's run those answers back to the group real quick, just because there's a lot of people who are still trying to figure that out. So, Rob, what were you saying?
Yeah, and I'm loaded again. If you want to ping them to me, I'll just start putting them in the chat because I can actually load now.
Here, Malachi, can you text it over to Pio?
Yeah, I'll cut. Pio, I'm going to email it to you right now.
All right, or if you want to hit me on Discord, that works too.
Or just throw them in the Discord.
Hey, that's a good point. Follow us on NiftyCulture Discord, and Pio paste them in there.
Yep.
Oh, I should put those in general, shouldn't I?
Hey, Villar, there's another drop after this, right?
Yeah, so tomorrow is the owner's drop. Oh, so there was some controversy on the owner's drop. So Nifty Gateway is definitely listening. I think the original plan, and Beeple is definitely a man of the people. He wants to, just get as many people owning his stuff as possible without like diluting the editions too much. But I think the original plan was the 300 that they sold prior to tomorrow's drop. Those people would be eligible for the drop tomorrow. But a lot of owners got pretty pissed off and were blowing Nifty Gateway up about that because there's not enough time to really vet that those the new 300 owners aren't botters between Friday and Sunday. So Nifty Gateway kind of walked that back, and now they're saying basically if you did not own a piece from the main 2 drops, then you aren't going to be able to participate tomorrow. So
what's that limited to, Mike? What's that limited number to? What is that number?
It's about 820.
So we expect only 820 entries for that.
Yeah, so that one's super.
How many editions is it?
Good. About 800. Well, it's 100, so it's a 1 in 8 chance for owners.
Wow! I like
it.
that.
It would have been a 35% increase in the total number of owners if you included the 300. But I'm kind of torn. I mean, I personally feel if you're a legitimate new owner that you're kind of getting a little bit shafted, although you did just get a $30,000 or $70,000 lottery ticket. So I'm not too worried about your opinions. But I feel like if you're a legit owner, then maybe you should have been included. But definitely the fact that you can't pull out the obvious botter accounts by tomorrow, I think is why it's good that they're just not going to allow it.
So
we got
hey guys, real quick, we're over 5,000 followers on Twitter. Thank you, everybody.
5,000?
Awesome.
Good job. Hey, we got to have a quick shout out to the secret agent Bennett, who gave us over the secret information, guys. So thank you, Bennett. Good job,
Nice
Secret
job.
Agent.
Bennett, you saved us time. You saved all of the followers time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this whole quiz thing is so sweet. It's just awesome to be able to kind of have like a community event. We'll have to see what Beeple does in December. I'm sure he's going to come up with something crazy.
So Villery, we're gonna be. Are we gonna be streaming tomorrow for that drop as well? Are we gonna do that,
For
Peter?
the owners drop?
For the owners drop, because you have 2 owners here, so we can go through that experience.
I
Rob,
think
you own
I'll
the
do
Beeple,
it.
man?
Let's do a Beeple appreciation live stream and just talk
We can
about
do that.
like, all the things that Beeple's done. One of the things that gets me excited is that, it took Beeple 13 years to become an overnight success. And, good on him for, if you hadn't sold his ETH, and I know John gets excited whenever we talk about that, he'd have over $100 million right now, not just the 69. So I think let's do it. Let's have a live stream of Beeple appreciation.
Sounds good.
We already have a request to take our shirts off, guys.
Is it?
It came from a C. Martin. So
Hey, shout out!
we should probably
Shout out
oblige.
to Martin House Brewing, the Martin House Brewing Company, Texas, made in Texas by Texans. There's no investment by any of us, but they're a great beer. They have the famous pickle beer. Love it.
Love it.
We're trying to get them to make an
product
NFT.
promotion.
This is hashtag not an ad.
You didn't know? Oh, yeah, shoot. Yeah, we're not supposed to do that on YouTube probably, but.
No, don't worry about it. I'm just kidding. Yeah, drink that beer, everybody. Go to Texas where these guys are hanging out. Get the beer there. Put it on the plane with you. Bring it back. Rob, take your shirt off.
Gary V drop. Yeah. So sorry, Gary V 55. We're actually. If you guys want to reach out to Gary V on Twitter, we're working with some of his PR team. He's been focused on Recur. I think that there's the more marketplaces, the better. I think Gary V is one of the people that really loves NFTs. There's a video, if you watch it, the start of that video, NFT culture for life. And so we agree with that mindset. So, we'd love to have Gary V on the YouTube. We think that Recur is good for the business. We think that, we're working on how do we tier these marketplaces, right? There's God tier, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And the tough part about this real quick, and then I'll shut up, I promise, is that, how we should be curators. We want to create value so that money comes into the system because people want to make money off their art, but we also want artists to be successful. And so the challenge of that is like, how can you tell an artist they can't be on your platform? That's not fair. How can you tell someone they're not an artist or they're not a good enough artist? And so I think that the influx of marketplaces is going to be good because it gives artists opportunities to go explore different types of art, different types of marketplaces. And hopefully Gary V and those people behind Recur do a good job and make it accessible. But I candidly also hope that NiftyGateway becomes a little bit more exclusive and has fewer drops with people that are just in it for the cash exploit. I think the TJ Miller thing, for instance, was a mistake. And so I think that the more artists that are in it for the art and for the passion, the better. And we need to hold the marketplaces and the artists or pseudo artists accountable and know when it is a cash grab, because why should you spend your precious dollars investing in someone when they're never going to come back? And so I'll get off my soapbox, but that's something we're passionate about. And hopefully Gary V appreciates that and takes that mindset.
Yeah, let me do a quick update on the, before we jump over to the awesome ape stuff. The entries are now up to 63,000, which is, I think, the highest I've ever seen. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it seems like maybe the bypass has been figured out at this point, because that's just so many. Unless there's like that many new accounts from yesterday, which seems a little bit unlikely. That's just a crazy number. So odds of winning this 1 of 100 are definitely starting to drop a little bit.
Well, people were posting pictures from yesterday of a bunch of brand new accounts where the only NFT in their account was the Beeple. And I have to think that bots are involved with that to some capacity. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, here's the thing: is like and let's take my background's internet marketing, and so one of the things that's an easy thing to do is look at the Alexa traffic rank, right? So if you were to look at the popularity of websites like Google or YouTube or Facebook would be number 1 through 5, Amazon all the way up there, and then every other website after that would be a lower rank. NiftyGateway is already 4,904, so they're the 4,900 most visited website every day. And so like there's part of it that's to say like how many people are just speculators that are interested in the space but they haven't bought a piece of art, they're watching it. And I mean we do have someone on this stage with us tonight that's never bought a Nifty Gateway piece of art. And so to say that they're all botters, that being said, I do believe that there is botting and it pisses me off because it is easy to do. But to say that, you know, all 70,000 are botters is a little bit, in my opinion, extreme. I think it's probably maybe 20-30%, which still sucks. They need to fix that. There's ways they can fix it. You know, Sergito, who's been popular in the community, we talked about him briefly yesterday. He was trying to hold them accountable. Other artists, Pigeon was commenting on this as well, where we should have a minimum number of Nifties. Top Shot tested this to say you have to have 3 Top Shot moments if you want to get into exclusive packs. So, you know, the marketplace does have cheap Nifties where people could go buy cheap Nifties and then be eligible for the Beeple pack and show commitment to the space. I think those are good options.
Yeah, I saw somebody in the chat real fast mention that their opinion is it's people creating multiple accounts, which just as a warning to people, like one of the things that happens after these drops is people on the Discord will comb through every one of those 100 rewarded pieces, and they will like look for any indication that you're either botting or that you're creating multiple accounts. Like if you think you're clever and you're doing like John Smith 1, John Smith 2, John Smith 3, getting all those verified, like people will see that, and then they'll see that there's like 5 that clearly look like they were from the same person, and they'll report it to Nifty Gateway. The one kind of crappy thing is that when Nifty Gateway goes and bans, they will ban that account, basically lock that person out from ever doing anything with that Nifty. Once that happens, they don't like take that Nifty back into the pool and reward it to a more deserving person. They just basically let it sit in the count. It's like in purgatory. They just let it sit there till the end of time. So it basically took away a piece that could have gone to a legitimate collector, or even just somebody who appreciates the artist. And it's just basically out of the pool. And it's not burned or anything, so it's not going to improve the market value or anything for the other collectors. It's just basically a piece that no one gets to enjoy at that point. So definitely don't do anything like creating multiple accounts. Some people will maybe create an account for a spouse, which I think is a little bit of a gray area, and it's hard to frown upon that. But I wouldn't go and make any multiple accounts to enter this. And plus, what are you going to increase your odds from like 1 in 50,000 to 1 in 25,000? It's still incredibly slim odds, especially with as many entries as there are on this one. So it's really go ahead.
Oh, real quick, there was a question that I think will get Rob excited about. Does anyone own any VeVe NFTs? Rob, the stage is yours.
I can't wait for the Slimer to come out. The next drop's going to be Jurassic Park, but yeah, VeVe. I jumped on that app when I first saw it come out, probably 2 months ago. I think it was 2 months ago I started texting you guys about that. Pio, are you aware of it? Do you know about
I'm not even aware. Please educate me. This guy is early to everything except for our meetings, even though that's not something I can talk about today. But anyway, go ahead.
It's going to be the next evolution of collectibles for kids and for the next generation coming up, man. VeVe collectibles. So of course, it's a limited edition, verifiable kind of augmented reality 3D collectible that's on your phone. But Mike, the limitation that I see though still, it's going to be it's not on like a MetaMask wallet, so you can never take it from that platform. So
yeah, so let me jump in real fast. Somebody was I saw someone just kind of throw out like shilling VeVe, like just to make sure people are clear, like we are just expressing our own opinions and we're definitely not shilling anything. And to prove that, I am personally not a big fan of VeVe, and the reason why is basically what Rob was just hinting at, because it's a really slick app and they have some slick pieces of art in there. But for me, the fact that it's a closed ecosystem and you can't really get those pieces out of the VeVe app at all, that's what kind of kills it for me. One of the things I really like is to be able to transfer my stuff into my own MetaMask account if I want to, and just see it on OpenSea, send it to other marketplaces if I want. So I'm not really tied into any one ecosystem. That's kind of a selling point to me, and you can't really do that with VeVe. So.
And you can't, and Mike, right? You can't do that either with NBA Top Shot. You can't do that with any of those other types of.
Yeah, so far the kind of the corporate strategy for like big corporations entering into Nifties is to kind of go into more closed pools of things. So hopefully somebody breaks out from that.
I think that's going to be the trend until Ethereum's layer 2 is ready. And when layer 2 is ready, I think you're going to see a lot of these closed apps. This is kind of like a proof of concept for them. And then they'll move over, and you'll be able to move your NFTs around. But I think this is, they're in a tough spot. These guys see the market, the excitement, and they have to do something right now. And right now, you can't pay the transaction fee. It's tough to be on L1 with Ethereum. So what do? I mean, you have to make it closed. It's basically these are all test nets until L2 scales, and then bam, you're ready to go.
That's true. Yeah, it's about $40 to $60 right now in order to do a Nifty on Ethereum layer 1. So that is pretty steep, especially if you're trying to do something like release packs, like they try to do with, the new MLB stuff on Tops or Top Shot. Like, you really can't do really cheap Nifties.
I will say, I'd like to see more people check out Immutable X. A lot more NFTs use the layer 2 that exists right now. Shout out to Gods Unchained. It's a great project.
Yeah, I mean, that brings up some of the bigger challenges around like what happens as ETH transitions to ETH2, and what are some of those. One of the things that really upsets me, actually, and I'm gonna propose it to the group, is, and this is dangerous, but the environmental impact of what are our thoughts on that? I think that there's a lot going on. We started Nifty Foundation, niftyfoundation.com, to help artists and marketplaces be cognizant of just being more conscious of the environment. Like, we should all be like that. But I do think that the footprint that's being left from this is a little bit overextended. And I think that, all art creation does have some impact on the environment. I'm curious, Villery, or Mike, do you want to talk about that for a moment?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of torn on this. I get where people are coming from. Like, you don't want to try to contribute to an ecosystem that goes against your moral principles. So I totally understand where people are coming from. My opinion is, I've done quite a bit of research on gas prices and their impact, and just Nifties, creating Nifties and their impact. And it's kind of a weird situation because, like, it's like if you build out a network, so you build a bunch of interconnected homes, they're all going to consume energy while they're using the network. It's very small amount, but it's really important to kind of build out that network because you don't know what the potential impact of that is going to be. Like, you could have said the same thing that you're saying about Ethereum now about the internet 20 years ago. We're going to need energy for all the core routers. We're going to need energy for all the modems in people's houses. We're going to need all the infrastructure of people, all the gasoline used by the service guys as they go out to each one of those things. Like, there's a tangible environmental impact to all that, but the benefit of it outweighs. I mean, we all collectively agree, surely, we're all using the internet right now. We all surely agree that the environmental impact of those things is worth it. Let's try to figure out some other way to balance that out. Like, let's try to, make our energy production more efficient, or let's try to do like carbon sequestration or whatever to try to account for it. But I think when a technology is kind of in its infancy and you don't really know where it's going to go, I think if you just, shut it off and you say, well, okay, this has an environmental impact, so we're not going to pursue it any further. I think that's kind of like, it's being a little bit closed-minded, in my opinion.
That was an incredibly thoughtful response, Mike. It got the attention of a few people. What's your Twitter, Mike?
My Twitter? Oh, just go to the NiftyCulture Twitter. That's me and Malachi and Rob and John. We post all our thoughts on at NiftyCulture on Twitter. Mm-hmm. So we'll do.
Yeah, I was going to say that's at NFTCulture.
That's right. Yep.
Well, yeah, here, that was an incredibly thoughtful response on this. I guess I'll just kind of button this up on the climate thing. Mike, great job just kind of going into it. Mine's a little bit more rough around the edges, in that I think it's a completely ridiculous argument because the legacy systems take way more power. Blockchain technology doesn't have a bajillion employees. And when 100% renewable power is running all of the mining, then this whole argument is donezo. So zoom out, everybody. All right. Moving on to check out this tweet from Beeple real quick, so just because this is the Beeple live stream, and then I want to actually circle back with Rob and talk a little bit more about VeVe. But yeah, Beeple said, "I can assure you bots will not get these. We're looking through by hand and we'll make sure all entries go to real people." So I mean, I hope that results in, like, the result that they're looking for. Mike, do you think that this is actually like possible?
I definitely think it, one of the things that we're trying to do with algorithms and computer science in general is to try to replace the human. The reason why we're trying to replace humans is because humans are incredibly good at picking up on details that can't be described. So I think if it was me, I mean, I've done a lot of this kind of research in my past on trying to figure out how, like, different things happen to a website, like what did the user do, and people would really be surprised at what all evidence is out there that you can use to kind of form an opinion on whether something was done by a program or whether it was done by a human. So I definitely think it's possible. I really love that, Beeple's he's worth, $50 million. He doesn't have to do any of this. He's just doing it for shits and grins and because he just loves it. And he's probably going to be right there, like, breathing down NiftyGateway's throat to make sure that the stuff went to legit buyers. And I haven't really seen that from other artists before. They're just happy to get paid. So I really respect people for, the tweet and just his general, like, caring about his stuff, and just not even his stuff, but just the people. He's caring about the people who are buying his stuff, which I think is great.
Mike, do you think we're going to start seeing like gatherings or get-togethers for Beeple owners or some of these, high-level groups where, only if you have the art, you have access to the gathering?
That's kind of one of the main reasons why, like, Beeple collectors, I think, are going to hold on to their Beeples, because it's an exclusive club of, people who can hold on to a 6 or 7 figure asset and just, like, not try to monetize it. We're already seeing that with Discord servers with special chat rooms for people who are owners. It's not just Beeple. I mean, there's, like, Trevor Jones, his server has, if you own Bitcoin Angel or whatever, you can get into a different chat. And I saw, like, some of the other servers, if you own Pack Stuff, you can get into special channels. So there's a lot of different collectors or a lot of different artists are doing this. I think Beeple is still kind of special just because it's literally the cream of the crop of Nifties, and it's, it's verifiable ownership. Like, you couldn't do that with real physical art, because who knows what kind of shell company behind what kind of like fake entity in some Bahamian bank or whatever. You don't really know who owns any. I mean, you probably know who owns a few, but most of those art pieces are not really, you can't really prove who owns what. But with Nifties, you can easily prove, using some kind of verification approach, who owns what each piece, like each single piece. And so, yeah, it really opens the door for some cool, like, community stuff. I mean, it's a little bit weird to try to want to get into some exclusive club where it's like millionaires being in it. So I don't know how I feel about that, but as far as will it happen, I definitely think it will.
So how long before Beeple hosts an exclusive party, or there's an exclusive party?
Tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
No, I'm talking about in-person, physical.
In person, I honestly, Beeple, that's
talking about an event.
I don't know about Beeple. I don't think he's not in it to hobnob. Like, he's a regular guy. He had, like, he had white collar parents, so he's probably brought up pretty well. But he, grew up normal, hardworking. He's still, the fact that he still cares about all this stuff. He's a down to earth guy. I don't think he's the sort of person who wants to go to some weird, like, art reception in New York City or something. He would probably just, he seems like the sort of guy who'd go to, like, one of those, like, penny arcade festivals before he'd go to a big art festival. So I don't know. Yeah,
very quickly, I see, there's a couple people upset that we're helping, like, the peak 2,000 people that have watched this today, which is awesome. Thank you, everybody. We're going to keep going until the top of the hour. And if you have any questions, please keep asking. But the fact is, like, Beeple wants to build communities. We're all here because we're passionate about digital crypto art. We're passionate about non-fungible tokens. We're passionate about, moving beyond fiat currency. And so the fact that some people want some help doing this, they don't want to do it on their own, we're going to keep doing these things. We're going to keep helping the community. So I appreciate your candor. But this isn't the place for that. We want to help grow this community. We don't want to see it shrink.
Yeah, and these questions aren't made for one person to be able to solve them. I mean, who's going to know like how to do that CS question combined with there was like a engineering question, like a chemical question, like the questions are all over the place. Questions about just past works, questions about the website. Like he didn't make the questions so that one person would be able to sit down and somehow solve them in 45 minutes. He made the questions crazy so that we'd have to work together on it. And I think once you open the door for us working together, if people figure out the answers and help each other, then that's, a human helping another human.
100%. And so I know a lot of people were asking about VeVe. Rob, why don't you school everyone on VeVe?
So VeVe?
Real quick, Rob, let me finish, Rob. Let me finish. I was just going to say, we're going to give you the floor, and I'm glad that you're willing to take it, but just give me a minute. I was just going to say, we're going to stay on, everybody, until 7. If there's any questions, anything you want us to cover, we're circling back to Rob talking about VeVe because some people were looking into that. But anything else you want us to talk about, drop it in the chat, and we're going to cover the next drawing too. And after this, we'll go into Bored Ape Yacht Club. But go ahead, Rob.
So I think we're also going to be scheduling another VeVe stream or a VeVe interview, so we can go in depth on that as well. Maybe cover a few of their next drops that are coming up. The next drop is going to be a Jurassic Park drop. So if you want to hang out with like a T-Rex, so all these are the digital collectibles. It's via an app, so you have to download the app from the App Store, and it's an app. So you have the digital collectibles basically in the app ecosystem. It's still tradable. It still has unique identifiers. There's still different levels of rarity that you can get as well. But these are where all the licensed digital collectibles are going to be dropping, I guess. I mean, you have DC Comics. I mean, you have Universal. You have NBC. So this app is where these licensed digital collectibles, because remember, NiftyGateway did pull a drop because they were using DC Comics. They received a cease and desist letter because of that. And so this app is where all those licensed digital collectibles will be through. So it's cool. You'll be able to show it against other people. You'll be able to show it on your phone so you can rotate it around. You can see the 3D image of it. But the neat thing is you can use the augmented reality portion of your phone and you can take a picture with it. So it's actually pretty cool. It's actually almost interactive too, like the Back to the Future, the DeLorean. You can open and close the doors. So it's actually a pretty cool app. If you can jump on it and get on a drop, it's not very expensive. You're looking at maybe $19 for a common, maybe $29 to $39 for an uncommon, and then you get rare and then super rare. Those probably, the top is probably like $69 or $89, I think, was the super rare 1-to-1 scale interactive DeLorean was $89. So cool range of new digital collectibles, and we'll schedule another interview so we can go deeper into that as well.
The importance of the licensing is basically the whole play there, right? Like that's super important because these big corporations are going to want to get their money. So you kind of want to go to where the licensing is. And if you can get in early, like people on Top Shot, then that's going to pay off in a big way. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be in way before anybody. I mean, the app is growing significantly and exponentially right now. You're going to be in the ground floor. I mean, we're still years early to where you're going to see this on a mass adoption scale. So, I mean, I think anything you can get right now, especially if you can get it from the manufacturer, the OEM drops, you're going to be making double, triple your money. Yeah, we're still.
What's exciting about this in particular is that, I mean, it's not exciting. Like, there's things that are really upset me at the offset. Was like, this is why, the Boss Logic Justice League drop was intervened, right? DC sent cease and desist for all of their creators saying that they can't create NFTs or Nifties on their own anymore. And then very quickly, the Batman drop occurred. And, it's awesome. Like, the kids love it. It's really cool. It's really awesome. And so when you think about, it's okay for businesses to protect their IP. We just sat down with Mark Cuban a couple weeks ago where he did a Q&A for us, and he was talking about, like, do these organizations send burn notices? So if there is a very popular NFT that's created without the authorization of the IP holder, do they have the authority to come and send a burn notice for that? Which is really interesting, because does it make it much more collectible, and what are the legal ramifications? So we're in the Wild West from that standpoint. But when you think about what Rob just said about the OEM aspect, and you think about the future of what this holds in terms of, we all believe that the non-fungible aspect, if I'm playing Pokemon and I could have a non-fungible Pikachu, and that Pikachu could grow with me, I could level it up, it could now participate in all of my different video games, and kids could interact with these. They already prefer digital to non-digital. And what this implication has, you should be buying up these NFTs as quickly as possible, because we are at the offset. These are the very first baseball cards that ever existed. And so this is a good time to be in the market.
For sure. And so we wrapped up the Beeple drop. The final count is 82,000. A lot of people are asking when the drawing results will come in. They'll come in pretty quick, right, guys?
Yeah, you'll get an email from NiftyGateway if you've been selected, even before you actually get the piece. Yesterday, I think it was within an hour after the drop ended that they had distributed the pieces. So it should be pretty fast. If you don't get an email, then unfortunately that means you probably didn't win. And one of 81,000 is pretty steep odds. So definitely good luck to everybody, but it's a long shot.
Thanks, Mike. People were holding out hope, but then you said that. Thanks, buddy. So yeah, let's shift gears. I'm not an owner of these. We have, I think, multiple owners of these. As soon as I saw it, I liked it right away. And then all of a sudden, Malachi said that he got a couple. Fuck Render, Slime Sunday, Blau. You guys named some others, Josh Pierce. A lot of like relatively big name artists, like really big name artists in a couple of cases, have bought them. They're pretty sweet. Let's talk about them.
Yeah, briefly, I think, that, like I said earlier, I think I FOMO'd into the apes because I missed out when Rob told me about the CryptoPunks when I could have got it for like $200. And then, I didn't hop into the myriad of other old crypto babies, young crypto, whatever they are. And there's been some wealth generated from those. But for me personally, I think the apes, I think the aesthetic of those apes is pretty cool. I think the options, I think that there's only 10,000 of them. I think that the community option and the fact that they've already built a very successful Discord is really exciting. And then when you see just the momentum, right? Watching the momentum of the space where some of my favorite crypto artists have gone all in on this, it excites me. Once again, this isn't financial advice. I think it's cool art. I think the community is cool. I think some of the other designs for the t-shirts and other stuff that's going on behind the scenes. I do this stuff because of the community. I spend far more time than I should on the Discords, but I think it looks cool and I think it's an affordable bet. And so I'm having fun with it. I asked Rob before I bought my first one. He's like, nah, it's a lookalike. He wants originality. And so I'm curious if Rob's changed his tune or he thinks it's still not original enough.
Just not for me, man. But I heard you can get into like a special lounge, right? There's a special ape lounge, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like there's this exclusivity that exists with these, right? Like you can be in the Beeple club, and if you own a Beeple, you get access to these Beeple only clubs, right? And so when you think about this subset, is this just a bunch of people that are FOMOing because they didn't get the CryptoPunks? But then you look at the type of artists that have it, it's like, cool, I'm one of the people that gets to hang out with F-Render and others in this community, and so that's what excited me. And it's affordable. It's not one of those things that I have to pay 1.5 ETH just to enter and try playing in this space. They intentionally, and what one thing they said, and then I'll shut up because I know we're running out of time, is that they didn't increase the cost as the supply diminished. They actually straight up called it a Ponzi scheme where the first 1,000 are 0.05 ETH and then 1 0.1 ETH, 0.2 ETH. They kept all 10,000 the exact same price to kind of avoid being associated with what they described as Ponzi schemes, where the FOMO is inherently increasing the cost for you to enter as supply diminishes.
Yeah, that was real. Ether cards. I don't know if you guys followed that, but they had the same setup where the longer you took to get in, basically bots got in early, the more you paid to get in. And so it just caused crazy FOMO, and the whole experience was put you off.
All right, I'm thinking about buying one. This is like $500-$600. I really like the ones that are wearing the party shirts, but those are all like 1.5 ETH or above. So we'll have to see. So one thing in the chat that we wanted to address, it's actually from a little while ago, but it was, what do we think about Slime Sunday and Blau? Personally, this person was a little turned off from all the NFTs that were minted from the last drop. What I would say is that was an open edition, and the time that it was released combined with the price point, combined with them saying that it was going to be their last open edition, kind of all of those factors, was in the peak of the NFT hype. That's what prompted 5,000 plus mints. They didn't engineer, they engineered it because they wanted to, have a successful drop, but it wasn't like a drawing, for example, that had 1,000 mints, like the Justin Roiland drop that people really were hating on. So my opinion is that they're really strong, tandem. I wouldn't bet against them. And long term, I think that they'll keep doing these promotions with the Faces piece that you're referencing, which they've already done one burn. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more exclusivity, since we've been talking about it, that'll come with that piece. What do you guys think?
Sorry for the background noise. I think Blau and Slime Sunday are ambassadors to the space. When I made a comment earlier about the DJs that are in here for a cash grab, and they're obviously Slime Sunday's not, and I don't think they are. I think I owned a Faces. I sold it because I saw an X copy afterburn at a very cheap price, and it was one of those that I could just take the money and then go buy another one. So I currently don't own a Faces. I did. I have a price alert set up to buy another Faces because I like the art. I think that it's cool. What's really interesting is when you think about what's going on right now with the F-rendered drop, a few days ago, the Beeple drop tomorrow, and even what we were talking about the Discords, about the exclusivity, the fact that like if I own a certain piece of art, I now have privilege to buy another piece of art. So I wouldn't be surprised if X copy, if the Faces owners get access to exclusive drops that others don't have, that increases the exclusivity, where, today we have 80,000 plus people that are eligible for a Beeple drop, where now it's only going to be one of 4,000 after burns, and even fewer. And then that piece of art might be pretty darn awesome. And so I think that, if you have it, hold it, don't sell it. And I think it's going to be fun for the market. And it's one of the things that we talked about yesterday is like, invest in the artists you love, and you're not going to miss out. Don't buy art thinking you're going to flip it. Like those days are gone. And if you can't afford it, and if you have to sell art to pay off your credit card, don't do it. I think that's the best advice we can give.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really good advice. Someone asked about the Gary V drop. I don't know. Have there been pics that are released? I went on his Twitter, and this is what I found. This is his hint, is him in like a Walgreens with batteries behind him. I don't really know if we have more information than this, but this is pretty on brand for Gary V, I think. We got a very determined look, and then just like, yeah, batteries, this is the hint, deal with it,
They know as much as we do.
Is there a Discord that you think might have the best? Malachi, you're probably the best to answer this. You think there's a Discord where there might be some early leaked info on that 5.5 drop?
No, I mean, he's been transparent. It is a new marketplace. It will be called Recur. He's been teasing it. what's my favorite day? What's the most important number? Those types of things. So I think that it'll be surprising. Like if Mamba Forever is my favorite piece ever, but there's been some comments about Boss Logic dropping on every single platform, and he did go on crypto.com And I think Crypto.com is going to be a great marketplace. You know, Rob's background right now is the Mr. Brainwash. Snoop Dogg was on there. One of the artists we interviewed, a photographer. Cryptopia is working on it. It'll be up soon with No. Shout out to No, one of the best photographers in the world out of South Korea, is going to be doing a drop on there. But when you think about the fact that they are introducing a new marketplace, they have to make some noise. And so I'll be curious in terms of which artists drop. I don't think Gary Vee wants to own a marketplace and do a Gary Vee drop. I don't think that's in his brand in particular. I know Mark Cuban did his own drops testing it out, but that was just him trying to get comfortable with the space, which is really cool. And he did it mostly on Rarible, not Matchable. Or Mintable, sorry. But I don't think Gary Vee does that, but I think he'll surprise everybody with a big artist, and it'll be exciting.
For sure. So we're about 3 minutes away from the next drawing, which is this another 1 minute one, or is it a longer time period?
It looks like a minute from what I was told.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have to go for it. It's another $1 drop, biological collectible. Mike, you said this is your favorite from this.
Wait. We're slightly off. The drop that opens up now is one of the that's one of the auctions.
Current bid is $500,000.
Yeah.
Oh.
So biological collectible is tomorrow at 4 Eastern, 3 Central. So that would be if we do our Beeple appreciation live stream, it would be tomorrow at 4 Eastern, 3 Central.
That works for me.
Let's do it.
Who's the high bidder on the
Pablo?
Pablo is?
Yep.
Pablo's a really nice job.
Shout out to Pablo.
We had some conversations with Pablo a while back. He was just reaching out to NiftyCulture, trying to see like what are we all about. We talked to him and his brother for a decent part of an afternoon on a Friday, and they're just super nice guys, super down to earth. They were basically just like, we're just wanting to establish connections with people in the space, and we just, trying to see what you're all about, and they just wanted to have a conversation. It was a really great time. I really like Pablo. He's kind of, you see him, he's not like as big of a whale as some of the really big whales. Like I haven't seen him really bid more than $1 million on something. He might go a little bit higher. And he's well known for having sold Crossroads for $6.6 million, which was the largest Nifty sale at the time. So they're definitely, I would say, whales for sure. But he's super nice, down to earth guy.
Nice. Well, yeah, let's focus, or I guess let's just put the word out there. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, we'll be back on with a Beeple appreciation drop. That will be dropping on the NiftyCulture, NFTCulture YouTube channel. We'll all tweet it out. Follow at NFTCulture on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube at crypto_PO. Malachi, anything else you want to let the people know?
No, I mean, we thank you for sticking with us. We hope that, someone on this thread wins. We're all very passionate about this space. Rob was the early adopter and basically everything Rob does. And so Rob's the genesis of this project. And Pio, thank you for you compliment us all so well. John, Mike, this is so much fun. We're in it for the long haul. You'll see some of the other websites that aren't as frequent, and I just want to let you all know that we're committed. I think that as Gary Vee said, NFT culture for life. So thank you everyone who stuck around, and we'll be back tomorrow and every week after that.
Rob, send us off.
All right, guys, tune in next time. From everybody here, we love you guys. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Pio. Have a great time, man.
I thought something crazier was going to come. All right, whatever. All right, see you guys tomorrow at 4 Eastern. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for watching.